Hi there folks, this is your friends from Old Drop Time, and we're going to spend a moment or two and go over the value of quality fresh estrus product. Because I'd be willing to bet that most every single one of you somewhere along the time has had much better luck and success with one brand or one product than the other. And that's exactly correct, and that's exactly how it will be, because not all one product or products are the same or equal. When I used to work in the retail stores in the sporting goods industry, there were many seasons where I couldn't understand how it was that we were receiving in our store in August and in September fresh doe and heat, estrus based, fresh estrus, real estrus, all that kind of good stuff, and I was able to put it up on our pegs and our shelves because we knew all the customers would be coming in October to buy all this product in October, November, and December based on what time of year it is and what state you're in. Well, so here's what we did. I went out there to try to help clarify this issue, and we bought 4 brands, brand A, B, C, and D, top brands in the industry in the retail environment. Bought them all from one store, bought them all on the same day. Here indeed is the receipt for where they were all bought. And you'll note that the date they were purchased was Labor Day 2012. Yes, that's right. The date was 9/3/2012. Today's date is September 27th, 2012. So you've got to ask yourself, how on the God's earth were they able to have fresh in estrus collected and bottled for this year's hunt and get it from a whitetail deer in time? In reality, it doesn't happen that way. And so what we did is we took back a number of years ago and looked at what industries out there have found a way to fix this. Because in reality, it's not the retailer's fault. The retailer's not doing anything wrong. They're good folk. It's many times it's not the farms. The farms aren't doing anything wrong. They're trying to do the best they can. It's one simple thing. It's a supply chain. The supply chain is too long, too oxy, and broken in the hunting industry when it comes to a fresh estrus-based urine. So we went to the food industry and we talked to people and said, how do you do this? Because you and I go to the grocery stores and we buy meat, milk, vegetables, bread, and everything that is fresh on a weekly basis. And we listen and we learn. And this is where we really identified, once again, that it really wasn't the product from many farms when it departed the farm. It really isn't the problem of the retailer. It's a supply chain. By the time the stuff leaves a farm, goes to a manufacturer, the manufacturer tries to store it in 55-gallon drums to be packaged up, to be sold to the retailers in the first quarter of a given year, to be delivered in the third quarter of the year, so that by the fourth quarter of any season, when a hunter wants to be out in the woods like you and me, we've got product to work with. Well, the problem with that is exactly what you're seeing here. If you look at the color schemes on this one, this is a brown. You've got a brown base, you got something that's a light amber, and you got something that's a pretty vibrant amber color. I got to tell you that this product and this product, as good as it may be, with all the integrity, great manufacturer's intent when it starts with, it's just old. If we took any of our products and bottled it, try to save it and try to preserve it and hold it up a bit, it is likely that a year later you're going to end up with a product that is that color. It is not, it should not be. This is just nothing more than Mother Nature doing what it does all the time. It breaks down. It's bacteria forming. And that's why not only do you get the dark color, but if you were here right now and you could smell over this video, you would be pretty shocked at the fragrance, if you will, that I'm picking up right now. Not one that, that's why we're doing this outside. All right, next point. If I take a look at B product, I would say it's a nice light color. It's a good amber color. That probably is more indicative of what you're really trying to get at for your hunting concerns from a color perspective. And you'd also know that the fragrance would be not quite as foul, if you will. But the jam with this one is, again, it was still purchased in a store on Labor Day 2012, and there are no whitetails in cycle. So somebody's just found a very good way of either preserving some product from the year prior, at least from the bacteria forming, but not from the pheromone integrity. And that indeed is the major difference between a good doe urine and a good estrus space urine, is can you grab enough secretions and of the pheromone integrity to have a product that stands apart from the other ones. If I look on the far right, I've got a much more vibrant color. So as everyone has learned, and some of these companies are recognizing that that color, this is not acceptable, this is not acceptable, that it really should look much more like what you and I see on a daily, weekly basis ourselves. In reality, it's a byproduct of what we eat and how it comes through our system, and a whitetail deer is not that much different. This one, I don't know. I've not been to that particular farm. It looks nice and bright. It looks very shiny, but I'm not convinced of the fact that that isn't also some added color to it, because I know our color, our product, when our does are collected, it does not look that vibrant. It is not that neon type of color. So you got to ask yourself, once again, what are we looking at when we go into our stores? And here's the difference between fresh and not so fresh. On the far right here, I've got our product door to door, and that's our #1 selling unit. And if you notice that its vial is empty, there's nothing there. And why is it empty? It's very simple. This bottle is empty. We have no inventory pre-done. We have no inventory in bottles at all until two things happen. A, we get an order from a customer that's based on a ship date when we know we're going to have does in estrus cycle. Therefore, given the fact that today is September 27th, 2012, it's impossible for me to have any product in here. It shouldn't have any in the stores, but we do. That's why this vial is empty, because our bottles are. We have none. We won't have anything until we get a series of does going into their cycle throughout this fall. That's the way it should be done. That's the way the grocery industry found a way to take care of their customers, and indeed, that's exactly what Old Drop Time has been doing for seasons and continues to do what's best for every archer and deer hunter out there. So, as we all know, there is no one silver bullet that's going to work on all whitetail all the time. That's why we call it hunting. However, if you look at the differences out there, you will see there is a difference in performance. Old Drop Times, pure, fresh, on time, and only comes from 100% whitetail doe. No additives, no preservatives, no games. Thank you very much. Have yourself one great hunt this fall, and we'll be talking to you soon.